Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just click the link in the show description to support now.
Welcome to Words Matter with Katie Barlow.
Welcome to Words Matter. I'm Katie Barlow. Our goal is to promote objective reality. As a wise man once said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, not their own facts. Words have power, and words have consequences.
This week, we want to tell you about a fantastic new true crime miniseries from one of our favorite podcast producers, Wondery. It's called Spy Affair, and it's a must-listen. Russian influence in the 2016 U.S. presidential election shook the American political system to its core. It had been more than 2 decades since Russia had been a serious threat to the power and influence of the United States. With an economy the size of Italy's, Russia was not the formidable Cold War foe it had been for the more than 70 years it ruled the Soviet Union with an iron fist. The U.S. government, and more specifically, the U.S. intelligence community, discounted Russia's ability to threaten U.S. interests, both at home and abroad. All of that changed in 2016 with the election of Donald Trump, as evidence of Russia's role in his unlikely ascent to power became public. 2 years later, Maria Butina, an alleged Russian operative sent to America to influence U.S. politics, was arrested on charges of being a foreign agent. She quickly found herself and the people around her embroiled in a massive FBI counterintelligence investigation. Maria would be portrayed as a spy and a woman who strung a web of lies, all focused on completing her primary mission: influence government officials in positions of power to benefit her home country, Russia. Wondery's new miniseries, Spy Affair, is an inside look at the shocking true story of a woman who started her time in America with a trip to Disneyland and ended it as a convicted criminal. We're about to play you a brief clip from the show, but while you're listening, make sure to follow Spy Affair on Apple Podcasts, or you can listen early and ad-free by starting your free trial of Wondery Plus in the Wondery app. Please click on the link in the show notes for this preview. That's Spy Affair on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows. And check out Wondery Plus in the Wondery app.
Las Vegas, Sin City, the marriage capital of the world, home to America's most beloved casinos. And in July 2015, the site of what was billed as the largest libertarian conference in the country, Freedom Fest. Thousands of business leaders, politicians, journalists, activists, finance bros flocked to Planet Hollywood Hotel. Among them was Maria Butina. Maria was from Russia, and she was there with her American boyfriend, Paul Erickson, a longtime conservative campaigner.
It was his idea to go there. He showed me the American political world. Paul was my guide in this world. So he brought me to the Freedom Fest.
There was one last-minute addition to the speakers list who was getting a lot of attention that year.
And suddenly I start seeing that people are moving in. So they're coming in and it's like people like bees, they're like starting buzzing there.
This is the reason why there's not a single empty seat in the room. We have a packed house. I've never seen anything like this in Freedom Fest.
Maria and Paul settled into their chairs in the celebrity ballroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause for Donald Trump.
Well, thank you very much. Now, did he say this was your biggest crowd of the weekend? I don't know.
It had only been a few weeks since Donald Trump had descended the golden escalator of Trump Tower to announce his run for president. In front of this crowd in Las Vegas, he spoke for about a half hour.
The American dream is dead, but I'm going to make it bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
And then took questions.
Okay, who are the questions? Where are they? Do you have a mic?
That's when Maria, sitting in the front row, decided she should ask a question.
So I stand up because, who wouldn't do it?
Paul, on the other hand, didn't think it was a good idea.
He's like, you really want to ask questions? And I was like, of course, why not?
Maria wrote her question down on a piece of paper so she could read it when she got to the mic.
So I would actually ask properly, meaning my English, because I was quite nervous.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm visiting from Russia. So my question...
Putin. Good friend of Obama, Putin.
He
likes Obama a lot. Go ahead.
My question will be about foreign politics.
She stood before the mic with notebook in hand, a beige shawl draped around her. She wanted to know what Trump thought of the economic sanctions the Obama administration had imposed on Russia.
If you would be elected as a president, do you want to continue the politics of sanctions that are damaging of both economy, or you have any other ideas?
Trump pointed at her.
I know Putin, and I'll tell you what, we get along with Putin. Putin has no respect for President Obama. Big problem. Big problem. I believe I would get along very nicely with Putin.
Afterwards, Maria excused herself, headed to the restroom, and made a phone call to a senior Russian official. She would later call it my best report. Maria's question to Trump had been brief and might have been forgotten, but much later, people would look back on that moment in Vegas and ask, who is Maria Butina? Because 3 years after Freedom Fest, Maria Butina was arrested.
Federal prosecutors claim Maria Butina was secretly sent by the Russian Federation to infiltrate political candidates and the NRA.
Investigators say she worked to gain access to American political operatives and political groups, including the Trump campaign.
I stepped outside and they put handcuffs on me, and that was my last minute of freedom.
Maria would tell me she was no secret agent. She was a Russian citizen who came to the United States hoping to build a better relationship between two countries she loved. But the federal government saw something different.
I did not expect it, but something inside of me told me that it's going to be very bad.
Because the answer to the question, who is Maria Butina, depends a lot on who you ask.
Thank you for listening to Words Matter. Please rate and review Words Matter at Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.